1, 2, 3, FCA!
Basic throw, we've seen this before, but I love going over this one. So we're in our basic grip situation, and I'm going to do my super simple grip break, where I let go with this hand, and I'm going to open up my body with a back step, just drive my elbow backwards, and that's going to create the break. If I don't step, if he's gripping me, and I just pull here, it's easy for him to keep that control. Now I've let go and he has a control, he's going to use that and he's going to mess me up. So it's very important that I create that step here. From here, I am going to step all the way in and come into this ready-go position. From here, I've got a lot of options. What's important is my head is glued against his chest. I am locked to him. My legs are a little bit bent and I am pulling him to me. If I stay upright, he can load me onto his hip. Now he's in a position to throw me. So it's important I lock to him. From here, I'm going to step through with one foot and the other foot comes to join. My hips are low, I straighten my hips, rotate for the throw, drop down to my knee. Just standing on my own, you can see when I do this throw, my feet come together, my hips are low. That pop is what's going to create the energy. So I go through and I pop. That pop of energy is what creates the rotation. I was nice and gentle when I placed him down. When I pop, I can drive with my arms and create a lot of force into the ground. We don't have a crash mat here, so I'm not going to demonstrate that. But this is a lot like if I'm working with a two-handed axe or a big sledgehammer and you work your way over. That's the power and the movement that we can generate to slam him very hard into the ground. Okay, so on the ground, we were looking at my wonderful friend, the armbar. Now, armbar's all well and good, and there's a load of different setups that we train, but this gentleman doesn't want me to finish it. So he's going to defend it. We've got to know how to finish and break the defenses. Basic defense is an S grip. So if he goes fingers to finger, this is kind of his last gasp defense. Everything else has failed, he's just managed to get fingers to fingers. Okay? And you'll see people hiss like this, and they're like all the way stretched out here and pulling. And pulling. Okay? Now, unless he gets really bored and lets go, I'm very unlikely to finish this from here. Even if he lets go and I'm out here, he can re-grip that. You know, I'm in no position to finish this armbar. He lets go, boom, I come up here, he pulls that arm inside, I've lost everything. Okay? So I don't want to just be hanging out there. When he grips fingers to fingers here, I'm going to stay in and tight. My chest is against this arm. I'm driving this way. What this does is it locks this elbow. So he's gone into his S grip. I'm just going to reach past this arm and I pull these together so that his elbow to elbow. Now, his little S grip's doing him no good at all. I can now slide up to his wrist and finish that armbar. Okay? Very important. My hips and my butt are pushed close to his shoulder. My knees are squeezing together. That's what's going to help me finish this armbar. So that was my number one basic. Number two, he goes palm to palm. When he goes palm to palm, I can still do the exact same thing and break this off. But there's something else I can do. As I go looking for this, look, my wrist and my thumb is going to go past his knuckles here. The second that that happens, once I've got this grip here, I can go palm to palm myself, so matching his grip. I bring my elbow in, which locks this elbow. So now, as I rotate, I've got a little pry bar that pries this open. From here, control, finish my armbar. Now that was if he's gripping this way round. If he's gripping the other way round, it's going to depend a little bit. If he's got little weak hands, I could probably just pop this loose and finish my armbar. If he's got big manly worker hands, I'm not going to be able to break that grip. So what I do this time, this wrist is underneath, wrist to wrist. I'm going to go palm to palm, but I'm going to bring my elbow this side. Maybe it's hard to see, we're both wearing white gis, but I come over. I've made a pry bar here with this wrist, and now that mechanical advantage, you see this thigh's pushing into here, and I'm creating rotation here. I've created a little mirror lock. He's not going to like that, he punches it straight. I finish my armbar, okay? Next level of it, as he goes into like full mummy mode. So there's two options. If he's smart, or if he's not so smart. So let's start with not so smart. Not so smart. And people do this. He's done this. This arm isn't really protected in any way, shape or form. This arm is still the top arm. I'm going to come again up to the wrist. Going to control this far arm. Pull it towards me. Oh, this one comes free. Hop. Finish my armbar. Now, smart guy. I am going to be here. I'm going to pull this towards me. And look, I'm going to come with my round to his knuckles. So thumb to thumb. Unfold my little Christmas present.
Merry
Finish that off, okay? So you see that works by bringing this across and then looking for his fingers. And a lot of the time, that's what I'm doing. I'm always looking for where the knuckles are to be able to, as long as I can get past these knuckles, I can create leverage. Now, if he's even smarter, he actually grips his gi and then comes over the top. This is how I like to defend the armbar initially, because this is locked. I've got control here, but this hand is now free to start looking to push this off or escape in some other way. So this is actually a real smart way to defend. I'm not only saying that because that's the way I do it, but this now, and also look, now I've come under this arm and I pull this across, but there's no knuckle to go looking for. Okay, so I've pulled this across here, I can't find his hand. So this arm's super well hidden away, which is good for him. But this arm, on the other hand, is not. So I've gripped this across. I'm going to take my right hand behind his elbow to lock this in place. I'm going to put my hand on the ground to allow me to turn. I drop my knee to the ground. See, both knees go in the same direction, and I'm going to rotate to S-mount this way, scoop back to here, bring my legs together, armbar the other side. Okay? I did that real slow and smooth. I want to do it again. A little bit more energy. So you can see potentially what ends up happening here. So I'm here, I come under this, I pull it and I lock it into place. I'm looking for this, I'm just going to go here, turn, armbar on the other side. And the crowd goes wild. So that last technique there, one of my previous instructors, amazing world champion black belt Felipe Costa. There's some videos of him doing that in competition. You want to hear crowds go wild, they go nuts when he does that. It actually looks like a super slick advanced move. It's actually pretty straightforward. Just practice the steps, you'll be able to get it down. The one other thing that I showed these guys today, and I'm sorry I'm doing this to you again. Okay. Roger Gracie, my first instructor and one of the all-time greats of Jiu-Jitsu, he showed us this. You know, anytime this guy is defending in any way, I'm looking for stuff and I'm working. I'm trying to work stuff. He's thinking about how to defend. He's getting smart, he's switching his grips up, whatever. So I'm working, I'm trying to break this grip. He's being smart, he's being difficult. If I just give him a little stank leg with that, it dribbles his head off the mat, shakes his brain up. That's completely legal, really annoying for him, really effective. I said to the guys tonight, that's a technique that you use with two sets of people. Your really close friends and your enemies. And that's the beautiful thing about Jiu-Jitsu, right? Is that we treat our closest friends and our worst enemies in pretty much the same way in Jiu-Jitsu, right? Because they're the only people that deserve it. Thanks for helping me out. Good training.
Yes, thank you.